Life, no matter how big or small, exists for a reason.
That reason may not always be understood, but indeed it exists. A purpose bestowed upon it by Mother Nature, the God Almighty, or the universe and its magic. It is our job to simply observe, respect, and unconditionally love that life.
Welcome to Sri Lanka, an island nation that sits in the Indian Ocean just off the southern coast of India. Sri Lanka is home to over 20 million people, and living alongside those 20 million people are some of the planet's most diverse and important wildlife. Regal Sri Lankan leopards, timid sloth bears, cheeky monkeys, and elegant sea turtles are all examples of incredible fauna found on this island. But one animal stands out. A creature so ancient and massive, it has captured the hearts and imagination of people across the globe. An animal so ingrained in the wonder and fascination of mankind, it convinces people from all walks of life to flock to areas where it lives, just to be lucky enough to get a glimpse of it in the wild. This is Elephas maximus maximus, or better known simply as the Sri Lankan elephant. Thousands of years ago, elephants living on mainland India migrated to Sri Lanka via Adam's Bridge, a thin strip of land that used to connect the two land masses together. Elephants journeyed to Sri Lanka using this bridge and began populating the island alongside thousands of other species of flora and fauna from mainland India. And once the elephants stopped using that land bridge to move, they began exhibiting island gigantism, making them the largest variant of Asian elephant in the world. Elephants in the animal kingdom fall under the order of proboscidean mammals that have roamed our planet from before humans evolved. They were a diverse group of animals, evolving all kinds of strange features like the shovel tusks of Amebelodon, the dagger-like tusks of Dinotherium, or of course, the beloved gigantic size and furry coat of the famous woolly mammoth. For over 60 million years, this group of animals roamed the earth freely, evolving and devolving, but always remaining as some of the largest organisms to walk the planet. But unfortunately for elephants, humans evolved, equipped with weapons, the knowledge to wield them, and a desire to rule over this planet. And with the extinction of the mammoth, human beings ushered in the dawn of conflict, not only between themselves, but between every creature that walks, swims, flies, or slithers on this planet. And in modern-day Sri Lanka, you can see the tragedies unfolding on the front lines of human-elephant conflict. In the coming weeks, I'll travel Sri Lanka to learn more about what exactly is happening to these mystical creatures. I'll put myself in the middle of the conflict between locals and elephants across the country, looking for them in the many national parks Sri Lanka has, and unfortunately encountering them in temples and controversial wildlife sanctuaries run by numerous different organizations in the country. Let's begin by taking a closer look into the town of Katragama.
This road behind me is called the B35. It is also known as the Batal Kumbura to Kataragama Road. This very road behind me spans over 50 kilometers long, and it is a main highway that cuts right through blocks 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of Yala National Park. But since this road exists in such a populated park, there tends to be some human-animal conflicts. I want to introduce to you a man named Mehmet. Mehmet recently embarked on his own adventure driving a tuk-tuk across Sri Lanka. He, of course, like many other tourists, drove this very road, the B35, up towards Yala National Park. And like many tourists upon this road, he stopped for a selfie. And on his quest for that perfect picture, he had an experience that he would never forget.
Hi, I'm Mehmet. I'm 29, I'm from Austria. Suddenly we were driving the, let's call it the elephant road. Then suddenly we saw this elephant up there. It was almost 40 meters away. So we just stopped, turned off the ignition, and we were just going next to the elephant, doing some selfie videos. And after that I realized the elephant is already running towards us. And so we just got panicked and we didn't know what to do. So we went back to the tuk-tuk and it was almost too late. The elephant was chasing me afterwards, and I went to along the road. I just realized, okay, I need to hide somewhere. The only option was any kind of bushes there. I couldn't even walk there because there were actually no pathway at all. So I just crawled on all my fours and just watched back, and the elephant was actually behind me, literally behind me. Yeah, I just have a couple of injuries just because of the bushes by the elephant, because I didn't get in contact with the elephant at all. So just minor scratches and here, and yeah, that's it actually. Nothing more fancy, yeah.
No, please don't.
The adventure on the B35 is about to begin. Our tuk-tuk is ready to go. This is my friend Brandon from Australia. So you've actually driven this road before, correct?
Yes, correct. And along this B35 highway, we ended up seeing 3 wild elephants. Such a close encounter, like they were right in the middle of the road and we just had to speed by them. But being there and then with a wild elephant is such a scary moment.
I'm excited for the opportunity. Of course, every time seeing a wild elephant is something amazing. But there's a true danger with doing this. They come and engage with the car. They try to get food from humans. It's never a safe experience when you're face to face with a full-grown elephant. And that's what we're about to do. Let's go drive the B35. Okay, so we are officially on the B35 right now. We're driving, we're looking for elephants to show you what an encounter with an elephant will look like driving on this road. But right now, on either side of us is Yala National Park, the most popular place to come see wildlife in Sri Lanka. There's a group of elephants here known as the rogues. These elephants known as the rogues have been taught that receiving food from human beings is okay. Because people have continuously fed them for years on this road, they have eventually just started coming out here on a regular basis, and it's just part of their daily routine. But now, because they expect food, a lot of times they'll come right to a car. Alright, we are in prime elephant territory now. We've just passed through the main entrance to Block 5. Elephant on the B35.
Right up.
Oh my goodness. That is a big animal. Oh my goodness. There is one. Wow. That's one elephant right there.
There's one.
Elephant. Oh, we spotted an elephant on the road. I think that's the same elephant we saw earlier. Just kind of sitting on the side of the road. Now it seems like he's crossing. Oh, Whoa. That was close.
Locals and foreigners traveling this very road occasionally feel inclined to interact with these wild animals, whether it's feeding them, taking selfies, or even trying to reach out and touch them. Human interaction with wild, and I want to stress this, wild elephants should never feel natural. These are animals that could easily take a human's life away at their discretion. It's when people take that extra step to feed an elephant, that's when the tables start turning. Food is what most animals live by. If they aren't hunting or foraging for their next meal, they are usually resting in preparation for the next outing. People feeding elephants on the B-35 has caused a disruption in that cycle, one which will be hard to reverse. And when bad things start happening to people, we might find the blame starting to fall on the elephants rather than the humans who instigate these situations. Next, let's jump to one of my favorite regions of Sri Lanka, Udawalawe. Along the side of the roads of Udawalawe National Park exists a very dark situation.
So I want to introduce you guys to the Pinnawala Electric Fence Gang. This is a group of elephants that serve as one of the most perfect examples for an issue with human-elephant conflict and human-elephant problems in Sri Lanka. I've been here on 3 different occasions at 3 separate times of day, and every single time these same 2 elephants have been here waiting on the side of the road to be fed fruits from human beings so they can eat them. Instead of behaving like normal elephants hanging out in the wild, they sit here for hours on end every single day waiting for fruits to be thrown their way to eat sugary foods that they enjoy.
Can I ask you a question? Do you feed elephants a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are they ever dangerous? Or
No.
never dangerous?
Are you asking he's dangerous?
Yeah, if the elephant is ever dangerous?
Sometime, no. No, sometimes they are in different moods sometime, you know.
Is it common? Do you guys feed the elephants
Yeah.
frequently?
Yeah.
Yeah? Usually you just buy bananas and give elephant?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you live around here in
No, we
Udawalawe?
are in Colombo.
Colombo.
Just came to Kataragama trip.
Okay. Istuti. Thank you very much. We found this guy.
Little youngster right here on the side of the road.
He's hanging out. He's got tiny little tusks. Oh, he's running away. Whoa. Whoa. Where are you going, sir? What is that?
What's this?
Oh, he's gonna launch a firework at him.
He's trying to get in the way. Boom. These are direct, perfect examples of the head-on, face-to-face human-elephant conflict that happens in Sri Lanka. These are what the people have to deal with, but also what the elephants have to deal with. It's this back-and-forth tug-of-war of dominance in this region.
Elephants could once be found throughout almost the entirety of the island of Sri Lanka. Prehistoric elephant populations are estimated at anywhere from 40 to 50,000 individuals. When humans arrived on the island and the eventual colonialization of Sri Lanka happened, the newly named island of Ceylon started seeing a serious decline in the population of its native elephants. Elephants were so plentiful at the time that the government promoted hunting them, and rewards were handed out for their bodies, and this was initiated by none other than the British Empire. During colonial times, the elephant populations were absolutely decimated. Trophy hunting was extremely popular, with one army major having shot over 1,500 elephants alone. Between the years of 1829 and 1855, over 6,000 elephants were captured and shot in the wild. And on top of that, large swaths of their natural habitat was cleared for the planting of coffee and tea. During this horrendous time for elephants, their population is said to have dropped from 30,000 to a mere 7,000 individuals. And if that wasn't bad enough, 30 years of civil war in Sri Lanka followed, adding more fuel to the psychological and physical stress flame they were already enduring. Well, unfortunately, things aren't getting much better. In 2011, the population was estimated at 5,900 individuals, and now anywhere between 4,000 to 6,500, and some of the bleaker results estimating at about 2,000 individuals. In 2019 alone, 361 elephants were killed due to the human-elephant conflict. This is the highest number in record, and even though some groups in Sri Lanka might try to push a narrative that claims the elephant population is improving, it's actually on the decline. The Sri Lankan elephant is listed as an endangered species, and the population has declined over 50% in the last 60 to 75 years. One of the main issues with the Sri Lankan elephant population is the fragmentation of Sri Lanka's national parks. But not only are the national parks included in this, but the ancient elephant habitats, corridors, and migratory routes. Due to the small size of the island and its exponentially growing population of humans, the range of elephants has been restricted to very small areas of what it once was. But even with the low numbers of today's elephant population in Sri Lanka, something incredible still occurs. In a beautiful area in the north-central province of the island, between the Minaria, Kaldula, and Uluru parks, you can see an ancient ritual occurring: the Great Elephant Gathering. This gathering is the only way to get just a sliver of a look of what ancient Sri Lanka and its elephants might have looked like. And we were there in time to catch the tail end of the gathering.
So now we begin a rather exciting part of looking for elephants in the wild of Sri Lanka here. We are about to hop into the safari truck and begin another safari adventure here in Sri Lanka. Kaldula and Minaria are the spots of the Great Elephant Gathering. This elephant gathering happens here in Sri Lanka once a year. It's not happening right now, but there's remnants of the gathering with giant flocks of elephants flooding the floodplains of these regions. So we're going to hop into the safari truck and head off to Kaldula and try to find as many elephants as we can in the wild, unobstructed from forest views. After about 30 minutes of driving through the jungle, we have made it to the open floodplains of Kaldula. We are here with a bunch of other safari trucks who are here to witness what are the remnants of the gathering of elephants that happens in this region of Sri Lanka. The reason that we've come here is for this incredible unobstructed view of a herd of elephants. It's rare in Sri Lanka to come across elephants socializing, gathering, and grazing in open plains. Many times they spend time in the thick jungle and forests, but when you get a clear, unobstructed view similar to this, it is just breathtaking. It's a way to really come and watch the elephants as they are intended to be viewed by people. In the nature, far away from a city, far away from humanity, in just an open, giant floodplain. This is an amazing experience and probably my top recommendation for viewing elephants in Sri Lanka.
Everywhere you go in Sri Lanka, you'll see elephants. Ancient ruins with elephant carvings tell us a story of how important these animals have been to these people for so long. They mean something more to the people of this country, more than just an Instagram picture or a quick glance on safari. In Sri Lanka, they are gods, deities, and symbols of fortune, health, and knowledge. They are said to be a blessing just to be around, and you can tell that a majority of the locals here really love them. Even though sometimes that love could be hurting them, the instinct to love them is generational. And for generations, these elephants have been captured from the wild and used for cultural and religious events. Chained up and dressed to walk in the annual Paraharas. Here the elephants are subjugated to loud music, large crowds of people, and intense distress for hours on end. And sometimes, the elephants are simply chained up at a temple and forced to stand on concrete for days, put on display for worshippers to walk by and appreciate. Most of the temple elephants I witnessed exhibited swaying, which for an untrained eye might look like a fun dance move or an attempt to interact with a human. But what it actually tells is a dark and sad truth. Any sort of swaying, bobbing, or dancing observed by elephants is the telltale way to confirm high levels of distress within the animal. Elephants are highly intelligent and social animals. When you see them sway, it is a bad sign. Always. And sadly, another swaying elephant was waiting for us in a temple near the town of Marissa.
We have now come to the temple of the Ondara Sri Vishnu, which is here in the south of Sri Lanka, very near the town of Marissa, which is a very hot tourist spot. A temple elephant is the term given to an elephant that's tied up or chained up inside of a temple. And there happens to be an elephant in here. Now how this actually works is the mahouts, or the owners of the elephant, will actually bring them to this temple, and the temple either make money off the fact that they have an elephant inside, or just honor the temple with an elephant. This is an unfortunate circumstance, but it is a good time to be able to show you guys exactly what the swaying looks like, especially when an elephant is confined to really, really small quarters. So the elephant is just there to the side of us. We're gonna walk on over to it and show you guys what it looks like. So this is the elephant in the temple. His name is Nasanda, and he's 23 years old. And he has been confined to chains in this temple. This small little space is essentially his jail cell, and he will sit here swaying for hours and hours and hours, chewing the same few plants and standing right next to his own feces for hours on end. Elephants are not born to live on concrete. They're not born to stand on concrete, so it actually hurts their legs after standing there for a long time. There's a whole load of issues with what is happening directly behind me right now. The fact that there's chains around his neck, the fact that there's really tight chains around his legs as well, and the fact that he is forced to stay under this little area. It's not my place or anybody's place, especially if you're not Sri Lankan, to come in and tell people what to do, tell people what is right and what is wrong. But in this documentary, we are showing you what happens in Sri Lanka, the relationship between people and elephants, and this is a common occurrence in the country. And Nasanda, this elephant behind me, just happens to be one of the elephants that has been caught in this system.
And now let's take a look at the most controversial elephant organization in Sri Lanka, the Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage. And for that, we'll need to travel to the town of Pinnawala.
Now I'd like to welcome you to Pinnawala, a small village in the middle of Sri Lanka that is home to tons of corruption, greed, and outright animal abuse. We are coming here to show you the most popular elephant attraction in Sri Lanka, but also probably the most controversial. This place has essentially become a Disneyland for elephants, and they are plastered everywhere. Right now we are on the main street, and we're about to show you the giant parade of elephants that is going to run through here to the other side. They will basically bring 50 elephants from Pinnawala, the elephant orphanage, all the way down to a river where they are chained up, held there, and basically put on display for people's enjoyment. And this is what it looks like.
Started by the Sri Lankan Department of Wildlife Conservation in 1975, the Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage's intentions were pure. The goal was to care for elephants in need, and alongside the elephant transit home developed in Udawalawe in southern Sri Lanka, these places served as models for what conservation and preservation of Sri Lankan elephants could be. But what the Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage has become and what the town of Pinnawala has turned into is very, very different. In the river show, elephants are sprayed with a strong hose as handlers chase them and place them along designated parts of the river. And what you don't see is under the water, some of the elephants are chained to restrict movement. This could fool the average tourist into thinking they are free to roam wherever they'd like, and others commanded to stay down on one side with threats of violence, jabbing, and yelling coming at them for attempting to get up.
are signs strictly forbidding any sort of interaction or touching with the elephants. I myself was actually able to witness them calling me over to negotiate a price to go touch an elephant and even go under the barriers, which is illegal.
I can pet? How much? 2,000? I don't want. It's okay. Come. You guys work Pinnawala?
Yes. Millennium Elephant Orphanage.
How many elephant you guys have?
87.
87?
Yes.
And you have many babies?
Yes.
5 years old, up
How many babies?
18. Sorry, 18.
18 babies.
18.
Okay.
I want more money.
You don't like job with Aliyah?
Yes.
You like job with Aliyah or no like job with Aliyah?
Like small pay,
Small pay.
$120, 1 month salary. Very problem job. Sometimes danger.
Coming. Oh, no good area. Sorry. Sorry, Machan. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
I've seen them smoking tobacco cigarettes right in front of the elephants, chewing up betel nut juice and spitting it out right in front of the elephants' faces. We will see the truth behind Pinnawala if you look into these elephants' eyes. Anytime you come here and see these elephants under control or in some sort of submissive action, remember what it took to get them there. Let's take a deeper look into this place by visiting the actual elephant orphanage that it claims to be.
How much ticket? America?
3,000 each ticket.
And for Australia?
Same.
Same? Okay, can I have 2 tickets? Here you go. Good to go? Good? That was a lot of money. Hello.
Excuse me, sir. Our open bathing, sir. Because you go to the river outside.
We already go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see already river.
Okay.
Stuti.
So we're officially in Pinnawala, and I can already say, just from the second I've entered, this is in no way, or shape or form, in any possible way a sanctuary. This is 100% a zoo. There is zero feeling of a sanctuary here. This is 100,000% a zoo. The concept of elephants being brought out from here to the river to have some free time, pretty much just taking inmates out of jail for a little break and then putting them right back in their pens, or cells in this case. There's some elephants back there that we can see, so we'll try to go see what we can film. So as sad as it is, this is the true face of Pinnawala. You go to the river, you see the elephants quote-unquote bathing freely in the river. But in reality, when you come here, this is what they're like. They're sitting in stalls, chained up, bobbing left and right. This is an over-glorified prison for elephants. And here you can see the real prison cell. This is where all the elephants sit and eat plants and are chained up to one corner of this giant holding pen. So this is hands down the most elephants I've seen chained up together. It's a super disturbing sight to see.
This place has become a hell for elephants, and one where these creatures feel depressed and defeated. Since its inception, over 80 elephants were born at Pinnawala. Some have been released to temples and others to private owners, but most just stay at Pinnawala. These elephants become nothing more than a tourist attraction and a cash crop. And unfortunately, as it stands at the moment, Pinnawala has the largest herd of captive elephants in the world.
Now that we've seen what Pinnawala has to offer, it is time for us to head off to the Millennium Elephant Foundation.
Just down the road from Pinnawala is the Millennium Elephant Foundation. We got a chance to sit down with some of the people from this place to try and understand what their objectives are and how they see their role in elephant tourism in Sri Lanka playing out.
My name is Shuel. I'm a guide in this foundation. I'm explaining what is happening in our foundation to the visitors coming here. Millennium Elephant Foundation was started in 1999. From that day up to today, we work here for our captive elephants. That means all of our elephants before coming here, they were having some bad lives, like using in the tourism industries, in some temples, and especially in logging industries. So we bring them here and we offer the maximum best life we can offer in our foundation. All other elephants, they have owned by the private owners. That means some have been monks in the temples and some wealthy businessmen. As a private institution, we don't have any of the government fundings in our foundation. So from the people coming inside, that's the money going for the elephant food, medical costs, and covering everything.
As you can see behind me, there are people scrubbing elephants in a river. All around me, there are people riding elephants, and of course, there are people walking alongside elephants with their famous elephant walks. This place does not try to cower away from the fact that they do offer elephant rides and from the fact that they have mahouts with those sticks, with those spears, jabbing elephants. It still happens here. We are going to try to explore and understand why it's going on and maybe show you guys why this might be a better option if you are already going to go and try to interact with an elephant, touch an elephant, feel an elephant somewhere out here in Sri Lanka, why Millennium Elephant Foundation might be a better option for you than Pinnawala. I will say this, even though we are about to go interact with these elephants and experience what Millennium Elephant Foundation wants us to experience here, we are still strong believers that the best and only way you really should interact with an elephant in Sri Lanka in any capacity is by going on safari and seeing them in the wild where they truly belong. Even a place like this has some dark truths to it that they are not afraid of showcasing to us. A lot of these elephants are in really tough conditions now and have been in really tough conditions before. But of course, that's why we're here, to understand and explore and give these people the opportunity to show us what they're all about. So let's go experience Millennium Elephant Foundation. So this is Raja. This is the elephant we're going to be interacting with today, doing our walk with, feeding. It's actually going to be my first time ever touching an elephant, which is an honor in my opinion. Just place it inside. There you go, bud. Move. Wow. Crazy feeling.
Within a very short time, we want to stop the elephant riding. That's why we have started the elephant walk experience. Instead of riding on the elephant, we offer to walk up close to them and touch and interact, see how they behave in the nature. It's a much more better than riding the elephants.
One of the biggest takeaways from our time at Millennium Elephant Foundation was understanding the hellish journey an elephant takes to get them to the point of tolerating interactions with people. Looking around at Millennium Elephant Foundation, you'll see people riding elephants, feeding them, bathing them. It was clearly explained to us that every single elephant that tolerates human interaction in any of those ways must have had its soul crushed first. Here we were introduced to the elephant crushing process. Elephants are stripped away from their families at a young age, beaten, starved, and psychologically tormented to a breaking point. Eventually, the elephants cave and begin responding and following commands from humans. This has been happening in Sri Lanka and across Asia for a long time, and the job is laid out in the form of a mahout. The mahouts of Sri Lanka use a combination of yelling and their tool called an ankus to keep the elephants under control. The ankus has a pointy end and a hooked end, and yes, both of these ends will be used on the elephant's skin, hitting the animals in specific pressure points and jabbing them in sensitive locations to keep them moving while completing a command. Even the elephants and Millennium Elephant Foundation. While at Millennium Elephant Foundation, elephants are sort of on vacation mode. While yes, they are still giving humans rides on their backs, they are being monitored and cared for. The claim at Millennium Elephant Foundation is that they want to see elephant riding stop altogether. While they still engage in it themselves, the foundation tries to convince its customers to walk alongside the elephants rather than ride them. This is the way they claim to be combating this mishandling of captive elephants.
These elephants, they will disappear faster than we realize. Do not take what you saw here as gospel. Go forth and do your own research. Go witness these things for yourself. Learn about these animals and the struggles that they go through on a day-to-day basis. And I assure you, if you do that, it'll make you never want to ride an elephant, bathe an elephant, or even touch an elephant. The Sri Lankan elephant is an incredibly intelligent animal. And through this documentary, I've been blessed enough to learn so much about it and witness it in its natural habitat, existing the way that it's always meant to be. And unfortunately, I've also had to witness them in captivity in very tough situations. One of the things I drew from it the most was the pain and the sorrow that you can see in their eyes. And the way that they are being treated right now is not right. And this isn't an issue that stops only in Sri Lanka, but it spreads around the world. So I call on you to make a difference, to speak out, to educate people on the dark sides of elephant tourism, and most importantly, not to interact with these elephants in captivity. And let's help their populations recover so we can enjoy them for generations to come. It's not entirely clear what the future of the Sri Lankan elephant is, but if we just let nature be, let these animals exist without our intervention, Mother Nature will guide them the rest of the way.